The WWE plans for John Cena's last match, a huge WWE Money in the Bank return leaked. Bayley shares an update amid her WWE absence. A released WWE star received death threats. Nikki Bella is privately training for a return. The WWE has massive plans for Penta and Ray Fenix. Paige explains why she rejected a romance angle in AEW. Karl Anderson attacks the WWE. Brock Lesnar's son is in the spotlight. A massive update on Joe Henry's WWE future. Triple H receives unbearable criticism. Let's dive right in. A huge WWE Money in the Bank return leaked. A major return at WWE Money in the Bank might have just been revealed too soon. With Backlash just days away, Kairi Sane, who's been out of action for a while, seems to be gearing up for a comeback. She's been hitting the gym hard and looks ready to step back into the ring. After a fan posted about her training, Sane shared a photo of a custom Money in the Bank briefcase dubbed Pirate in the Bank. It could be a coincidence, but this move might have accidentally tipped off her return for the Money in the Bank event. She even tossed in some emojis hinting she's got her sights set on that briefcase. The show is just a month out, set for June 7th, 2025. This was likely meant to be a jaw-dropping surprise for the event, but it seems the secret's out early. Now the question is whether Sane will make her comeback in time. If she does and dives into the Money in the Bank match, she could face a tough choice, cashing in on her friend and faction member, Sky, the current WWE Women's World Champion. Sky knows the briefcase game well. She won it in 2023 and cashed in on a worn-out Bianca Belair to claim the title. Now, she might be staring down the same twist of fate from her own ally if Kairi Sane grabs the contract. Bayley shares an update amid her WWE absence. The WWE Universe hasn't seen Bayley since she was sidelined from WrestleMania 41 with a storyline injury. Now she's finally shared an update while absent from TV. The role model was swapped out for a returning Becky Lynch at the Show of Shows, where Lynch teamed with Lyra Valkyria to take the Women's Tag Team Championships from Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. But the Irish pair's reign was short-lived. Lynch betrayed Valkyria after they lost the titles to the Judgment Day members on Raw post-WrestleMania 41. Lynch also admitted to being the one who took Bayley out. There's still no word on when the role model will return after being written off with a dislocated shoulder and labrum tear. Earlier today, Bayley posted on her Instagram story, sharing a photo with Billie Kay and Peyton Royce of the Iconics, training at Flatbacks Wrestling School, run by Shawn Spears and Tyler Breeze. Bayley's name has been brought up a lot in the heated feud between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch on Raw. It's likely she'll jump into this storyline when she's back. With her kayfabe injury being so serious, it'd be a shock if she popped up this weekend. Lynch is set to battle for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at WWE Backlash in St. Louis on May 10th. Lynch and Valkyria have history, having faced off in a big match before. Valkyria holds a 1-0 edge over Lynch in singles matches, having dethroned her for the WWE NXT Women's Championship in 2023. Can Lynch get payback and claim the one title missing from her legendary career? Tune in to Backlash to find out. A released WWE star received death threats. A former WWE superstar recently shared a chilling story about getting death threats after a wild moment in the ring with former women's speed champion Candice LeRae. The wrestler is Cedric Alexander, who built a big name on the indie scene before joining WWE in 2016. His standout run was in Ring of Honor, ROH, where he competed in several mixed-gender matches. In a recent chat on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Wrestle Binge with host Kevin Kellum, Cedric opened up about a 6-person indie match that included LeRae. He explained how they planned backstage for him to hit her with his lumbar check move. Cedric talked about a viral clip of the moment where LeRae went flying across the ring after taking the move, leaving the crowd stunned. So when we call it in the back, she's like, oh yeah, we'll do this here, blah blah. There's a moment because there's a viral video on this where I grab her and I throw her in the air to hit the move. And you can hear the crowd gasp and there's an audible like, oh no, and she hits my knees. Goes flying halfway across the ring, and I just get up and go, yeah, Candice is dead now. She's hurt. Something is wrong. We got to the back. She was fine. There were all hugs. It was all love. She was like, man, that came out great. I was like, yeah, it did, he said. Cedric went on to reveal that the next day, his phone was flooded with death threats in his DMs, mostly from people who didn't understand professional wrestling. But yeah, that night, drive home that night, get to bed, wake up the next day, and my phone is flooded with notifications and everything, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. Then this is when my DMs were still open and I didn't have the filter on. Now I definitely got the filter on after this. But I got so many death threats saying, I'll kill you, you dirty and exploited word here and blah blah blah. And it's mostly from people who had no clue what wrestling is, he added. After his WWE release, Cedric Alexander posted on X/Twitter, expressing gratitude and vowing to keep chasing his wrestling dream. "Thank you for the last 8.5 years. Being a professional wrestler has been a dream of mine since I could form memories, and I will continue to do so till the good Lord says otherwise. See you in 90, he wrote. It's unclear what's next for Cedric Alexander in pro wrestling after leaving WWE, but his future is sure to be exciting. Nikki Bella is privately training for a return. WWE legend Nikki Bella may not be wrestling right now, but she's quietly preparing for a return. Veteran superstar Natalya recently dropped some unexpected news about the Hall of Famer. Nikki was a standout star during the Divas era, shining with her in-ring talent and mic skills, which made her one of the biggest names of her time. She last popped up at this year's Royal Rumble, thrilling the WWE universe. In an interview with Bill Apter for Sportskeeda Wrestling, Natalya revealed that Nikki has been training with her. "I have been working with Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella has been coming in and privately training with me and TJ for the last 2 months now, so I just saw her a few weeks ago, and Nikki was in my ring for 4 hours training. I said to Nikki, I was like, I forgot how good she actually is. She poured her heart into our training." Natalya also hinted at a possible sequel to the Evolution PLE in the same interview. She spoke about how much the first all-women's event meant to wrestling, and suggested that Triple H's support for women's wrestling could lead to another one. "I hope so. I mean, I think there are so many women right now who are so hungry that I would absolutely love to see that happen. I think, the first one we had was a sellout. It was sold out Nassau Coliseum, and it was such a great show. I feel like Triple H really embraces women in wrestling. Even this year, we had one more match than we had last year at WrestleMania," Natalya said. The WWE has massive plans for Penta and Ray Fenix. Penta and Ray Fenex are currently split across different WWE brands, but that might not last long. In the latest WrestleVotes radio episode on WrestleBinge, Joey Votes shared that WWE has huge plans to bring the brothers back together as a tag team. "The plan for the two in the near future is to have them together as a tag team," Joey Votes said. Even though both have been shining as solo stars, WWE seems set on keeping the duo, once known as the Lucha Bros, united. Ray Fenix was drafted to SmackDown to keep his brother's momentum alive on Raw, where Penta is chasing the Intercontinental Championship. Fenix also stepped up big time at WrestleMania 41, filling in for an injured Rey Mysterio against El Grande Americano after Mysterio got hurt on SmackDown. Penta is now gearing up to challenge Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title at Backlash 2025. It's a rematch from their Raw clash after WrestleMania 41, where Dominic pulled off a win against the Lucha icon. With just 3 weeks between WrestleMania and Backlash, WWE's next move could decide if Dominic's title run is short-lived or if Penta's hot streak keeps rolling. There's buzz that WWE might use the upcoming draft to reunite the brothers, though nothing's locked in yet. If the plan goes through, the WWE Universe could soon see the Lucha Bros tearing up the tag team division on the main roster. Should WWE bring Penta and Ray Fenix back as a tag team, or keep them shining as singles stars? Paige explains why she rejected a romance angle in AEW. Saraya shocked the wrestling world when she announced her exit from AEW after more than 2 years with the company. As fans wonder what's next for her, she recently opened up about turning down a romantic storyline AEW proposed. On her Rule Breakers podcast, Saraya shared that AEW pitched a love angle with Daddy Magic. She shut it down, explaining she's never done a romance storyline in her career and wasn't about to start. At the time, she was in a relationship and felt uneasy about kissing someone else, even for a scripted role. She said it was the only storyline she ever rejected, stressing that kissing in a story while in a real-life relationship just didn't sit right with her. She also noted that no one had ever suggested a romantic angle until she joined AEW. While she likes Daddy Magic and thinks he's great, she just couldn't go through with it. Oh yeah, AEW. So, there's a wrestler called Daddy Magic. They wanted me to do a love storyline with him, and I've managed to go my whole career without doing a love storyline. I wasn't going to start now, And they were like, no, all he's gonna do is kiss you. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I was just like, I can't do it, you guys. I just can't do it. So I turned that down. There's not really any other storyline I've turned down. It's just that if I have to kiss someone and I have a boyfriend, I don't think it's appropriate. At any stage, like you could be at the beginning of your career and do a love storyline and stuff like that, but I don't know. I've never really had them come up to me and be like, what do you think of this? You want to kiss somebody today? I never had that until I got to AEW. Then they were like, can you kiss Daddy Magic? And I love Daddy Magic, great guy, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Saraya also made it clear that she does not see herself returning to WWE this year. Regardless, Saraya simply had to make it clear she had no intention of doing a romantic storyline, and it's unlikely she will do it in WWE if she goes back there. Karl Anderson attacks the WWE. Karl Anderson is savoring his freedom after parting ways with WWE in February 2025. In a candid chat with Fightful, the former Good Brothers star didn't mince words about the frustrations he and Luke Gallows faced during their final 2.5 years with the company. "If you know us, you know our happiness in the last 2.5 years wasn't really there," Anderson admitted. "What we signed up for wasn't what came to be. The things we were thinking of, ways to get out, and how do we do this? This isn't working out like we want out of here anyway." When WWE finally cut them loose, Anderson felt a wave of relief. "So to get that call anyway, I'm telling you everything about this. It all worked out. And there's zero resentment towards it," he said. "It happened for a reason. I'm glad it happened. It needed to happen. I wanted it to happen." Now free from WWE, Anderson is thrilled about his fresh start. "It's the most freeing I've felt in so long," he said. "Whatever they did to do it, they got there. Great. I'm here now, and it's a blessing. It's an absolute blessing, and I'm happy." Anderson made it clear that WWE is now an afterthought, saying the chapter is barely in my thought process as he looks ahead. Do you think Karl Anderson will shine outside WWE, or was his release a misstep for his career? Brock Lesnar's son is in the spotlight. Duke Lesnar is breaking out from his dad's massive shadow and carving his own path in sports. The 14-year-old son of WWE Titan Brock Lesnar was recently picked by the Medicine Hat Tigers in the Western Hockey League (WHL) Prospects Draft. Duke has been lighting up the ice with the Notre Dame Hounds U15 prep team in the Canadian Sports School Hockey League CSSHL U15, scoring 13 goals and 28 points in 30 games. His standout play has turned heads among WHL scouts, marking him as a rising star to watch for the 2029 NHL entry draft. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar's WWE career is stuck in neutral. The Beast incarnate hasn't appeared since SummerSlam 2023, and his name surfaced in allegations tied to Vince McMahon in early 2024, keeping him off WWE shows. As of May 2025, there's no word on Brock Lesnar returning to WWE, leaving his wrestling future uncertain. Duke Lesnar is just kicking off his journey, but with the Lesnar name and a bright hockey career ahead, all eyes are on the teen to see if he can match the hype. Will he rise to NHL stardom, or does wrestling run too deep in his veins? This story's just getting started, so keep watching. Do you think Duke Lesnar will crush it in hockey like his dad did in wrestling, or will he forge a totally different legacy? A massive update on Joe Henry's WWE future. Joe Henry has popped up in WWE a few times over the past year, and fresh news is shedding light on what's next for him with the company. Right now, Hendry is a huge star in TNA wrestling, and his popularity has caught WWE's eye. They've brought him in for NXT appearances, featured him in this year's Royal Rumble, and even had him step up as Randy Orton's surprise opponent at WrestleMania 41. He's since returned to NXT and is slated to defend his TNA World Championship against Trick Williams at Battleground. With all these high-profile moments, the WWE Universe is buzzing about whether Hendry will officially join the company. According to PW Insider Elite, Hendry signing with WWE is pretty much considered a lock whenever he's free to do so. Insiders say WWE staff are wowed by the TNA World Champion, giving him glowing reviews, especially for his standout match against Orton at Mania 41. He's earned major respect for his skills and how he handles feedback. Randy Orton was originally set to take on Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 41, but Owens had to bow out due to neck problems, leaving the Viper without an opponent for the show of shows. Orton threw out an open challenge for anyone to face him, and Joe Hendry stepped up. Orton came out on top. In a recent Billboard interview, Randy Orton shared that facing Hendry was his idea, and he had to convince everyone to make it happen. "So we put our heads together, and it was actually my idea for it to be Joe Hendry. I kept pushing for it, and a couple people were unsure, but I was able to talk everybody into it. I'm really glad that they went with him," he said. Triple H receives unbearable criticism. A former WWE superstar has ripped into the company, including Chief Content Officer Triple H, over the recent wave of talent releases. Just 2 weeks after WrestleMania 41, 17 wrestlers were let go, including big names like Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Caden Carter, Katana Chance, Cora Jade, and Gigi Dolan. Shotzi wasn't outright released, but her contract wasn't renewed. On the latest episode of The Stevie Richards Show, the ex-ECW and WWE star tore into WWE's decision to cut so many talents. He was especially upset about rumors that some were let go for being lazy, or because the creative team had no plans for them. "You got people you're talking about lazy in training. The point of the business is not to bump yourself out while training, maybe when you're working. No, the company's at fault, and I hate the fact this is just as bad as creative has nothing for you. Then fire the damn writer, don't fire the wrestler. It's crazy," Richards said. Stevie Richards also reassured the release stars that their careers are far from over. He offered guidance and mentorship, encouraging them on their next steps. Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Meltzer drew heat from Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan when he reported that laziness was a factor in some releases. Former NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose was furious about the laziness rumors and called out the report. What annoys the talent when they do get released is seeing stupid someone like that on the internet, because me personally, I would find that annoying too. If I was Cora, Gigi, Jakara, Katana, Kaden, Dakota Kai, and these other girls that got released, you can't say they were lazy or didn't put enough work in, Rose said on the latest episode of the Power Alphas podcast. Mandy Rose highlighted Dakota Kai's relentless work ethic, especially after battling multiple injuries. She also backed Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan for clapping back at the rumor, noting that talents at the WWE Performance Center have no time to slack off. The WWE plans for John Cena's last match. John Cena is gearing up to hang up his boots and close out his iconic WWE in-ring career by year's end. Fresh reports are hinting at the company's vision for Cena's last match in December. The last real champion has only a few dates left for his farewell tour, but WrestleVotes shared in a recent Q&A with Sportskeeda senior editor Bill Apter that Cena's final match might take place in Boston on December 13th at Saturday night's main event, though it's not set in stone yet. On the latest episode of his Ask CVV on Insight podcast, Chris Van Vliet echoed the same buzz, saying he'd be stunned if Cena's last match didn't happen in his hometown. He also mentioned rumors that the event could be dubbed John Cena's last match, featuring a full card with Cena's farewell as the centerpiece. We've seen a lot of rumors about this. I think a lot of these rumors have a lot of truth to them. I would be shocked, if it's not in Boston, and I've also heard the rumors that it's just going to be called John Cena's last match, so just a card with other matches on it. But then John Cena's last match will be on it, and the entire show would be called John Cena's last match, Van Vliet said. Cena's next stop is SmackDown this Friday, and he's slated to defend the undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton at Backlash on Saturday.